everybody. It's Crypto Caesar Capital. Hope you are well. It's the 20th of July. It's about 8 p.m. in London, and I'm looking at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. I've been waiting to do a video for you on Bitcoin for a while, but nothing has really been happening. We've essentially been going sideways, as you well know, for almost a month now. Okay, there's been not much volatility at all, and we've been range bound sideways movement for almost a month, between a range of what 29.7, 29.8 to 31k. So quite a tight range for a weekly time frame, and you can see it here. You can see how tight this range is. Okay, we're just going sideways. Okay, now that's not a bad thing. Okay, but because it suggests to me that Bitcoin is just grinding and building a solid foundation and solid base, which is very positive. However, what I can say is, in my view, I think we have some significant volatility on the horizon. Okay, and I'll explain the reason why. Okay, so I'm looking at Bitcoin now on the weekly time frame, and you will see that I'm using the Bollinger Band indicator, which is sitting over the top of the price action. Top of the Bollinger Bands, bottom of the Bollinger Bands, okay? And when the Bollinger Bands get tight, okay, you can expect volatility, all right? Whenever there's when the bands get super tight, you can always expect volatility. Now that's equal for the downside as it is for the upside. Okay, but what you got to remember is what do you think we are? Where do you think we are in the market? My view is I think that we are at the beginning or the first stage of the bull market. Okay, so my view is that any significant volatility is likely to be to the upside rather than the downside. And even if we get any significant volatility to the downside, I think that will be very, very brief and very quick. It might be a quick snap down with a wick and then brought up very quickly. Okay, but let's have a look at how tight these Bollinger Bands are, because when things get tight within the range, you can expect volatility to come. Okay, now this below the chart, you can see this indicator. It's a Bollinger Band width indicator, and what this indicator does is it tells us how tight or how far away the bands are, or how loose they are. So how tight or how loose. Okay, and you can see here, in the run we had in October 20, Bollinger Bands are pretty tight, okay, because the indicator was low, but then boom, when we went off, the bands moved away from each other. They became very, very loose. They were significantly far away from one another, and that's when the indicator went bang to the upside. Okay, and when the Bollinger Band width indicator gets super high, it kind of indicates that we're getting toppy. Okay, and you can see here again, super high. That was back in December 2017. Bollinger Bands were super loose, as it were, very, very far away from one another. Long way from one another. And the indicator was super high. Okay, and again, here in the top in December 2013. So you get my point. So when the Bollinger Bands are super loose, the indicator goes high, and when the Bollinger Bands are super tight, so close together, the indicator is low. Okay, and what we can see here on the indicator is, if we look at it forensically very closely, we can see that the Bollinger Bands have not been this tight, okay, since the 31st of October 2016, so Halloween 2016, so a long time ago. Okay, so this is pretty big. Okay, and what happened in October 2016, we then started quite a significant move to the upside. In fact, the move was 67% move to the upside. So interesting. Okay, but what I don't want you to think is that just because the Bollinger Bands are really tight, we're going to be going up, because that's not the case. Okay, but all this suggests is that there is a volatility coming, because the price has got to break one way or another. Price can't go sideways forever. It's got to break one way or the other. And my view is this: if we have a break to the downside, I think it will be very quick or short-lived. Okay, and I think any movement to the downside is an opportunity, and if we get any significant move to the downside, which is quick and short-lived, which I think it will be, then I will probably be snapping in to take positions. Okay, but equally, if we get a move to the upside, I think that is going to be quite violent and significant. Okay, because these bands are very tight, and the BW indicator is telling me that volatility is coming. Okay. All right, so that's the Bollinger Bands. Now, in relation to the targets for Bitcoin, you've probably seen this on my page on Twitter anyway. I still think this is a completely legitimate setup. We've got, it's probably easier if you look at it on a 3-day chart or a 5-day chart. 3-day chart, we've still got a completely legitimate target here. We've got a head and shoulders, an inverse head and shoulders. So we've got the left shoulder here, the head, and the right shoulder. Okay, it's a very clean looking inverse head and shoulders. We've had a break of the neckline. We come back down to test the neckline, and then we come back up again. We're kind of sitting on this area of what we can call now support. So I don't really want us to break below sort of 29K really. But anything below that quickly and back above isn't a problem for me. But anyway, my point is this: we still have a significant or legitimate rather target. So we've got our left, right, and we've got left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. The depth that you get a measured move from this, and that's the depth from the neckline, which is here, to the top of the head. Okay, and you take that measurement, you stick it on top of the neckline. That's your target, which interestingly enough is the 618 Fibonacci. Okay, 618 is a pretty significant target on any Fibonacci move, whether it's to the upside or the downside, and that is about 40K. So I still think that this is a legitimate target, taking a little bit longer than I thought it might take, but that's positive because Bitcoin is just building solid structure. So that's my update for this week. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to join the VIP group, reach out to me on Twitter or reach out to me via the email. You'll probably get a much quicker response if you go via Twitter, because I'm going away now for a couple of weeks. Yeah, if you want to join the group, then reach out to me on Twitter or email me. Check out the website. There's a video we did on YouTube which explains everything about the group. Also, this channel is sponsored by BTCC, which is a great exchange for futures trading. You can get 50% off your trading fees for life if you use the link in the description, which is a pretty damn good deal. All right, okay. Well, as always, not financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are very volatile. Invest at your own risk and only invest what you can afford to lose. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall speak to you all very soon. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.